So for today, to give you an idea what happened today, I went to Salomi's house, got a meal. Wabri with shine rice, mayo, and some hot peppers. While I was there, I told her that I needed to get into the village. So she said while I'm going there to feed the cats, she asked for some peppers from my Ralphie, which was a challenge because Ralphie uses the peppers to sell outside. And I said, yeah, alright, I'll go and check him out. And what we ended up having to do was we had to go all the way to the farm to get those peppers. And when we reached the farm, Ralphie was on his way out and we got him in time. And that is when I talked to Ralphie about the farm, about the issues he's having. There is a fungus on the peppers that's giving him a little trouble. Okay, I'm here at Ralphie's farm, and well, we just having a little issue with some of the fungus that is affecting the plants right now. So there are a lot of the peppers have a fungus on it, and it's a bit disappointing to really work so hard, and these things do happen. You can't really do anything about it at this point in time, but we try to find a solution to rectify the situation with the plants right now because they have some spots on it. But let me show you how difficult it is. This here is a 5-gallon bucket of water, and to bring it in you have to walk about 3/4 mile from here. That is the kind of level of dedication that the Ralphie has to come and plant here. He has to go and get chemicals now to go and purchase, to go and spray these plants, and he has to get buckets of water to water this field. Thankfully it might rain, so he might not have to worry about it too much today or for several days, but this is the kind of hard work involved when you're doing farming. And this is why if the government wants to help farmers, they need to make things simplified for the farmers. Whether it is that you can get a well for the water to be built here, or a pump, or some transport where they could bring in things from outside. So I'm in the camp right now, the rain falling. This is a temporary shelter until the rain stops. Alright. So all of this is what farmers in general have to go through. Right? So Ralphie is just an example of a person who has to make sacrifices to put food on your table. Right? And this is why you need a little bit more respect to give to farmers. As simple as it might seem, it's a very important job. Ralphie is not a multi-millionaire. He's not a multi-millionaire. He works very hard, right? And he's not living in a mansion. Very simple, basic lifestyle. So whenever farmers have a price in the market, these are things you have to consider before you start breaking people's prices down. A lot of people tend to break prices down without knowing what the life is like for farmers. And I'm not just talking about Ralphie alone, but in farmers in general. Ralph's land or farm is about almost 2 miles from here. And when I asked him, why is it so far? Why couldn't he find a piece of land close by? And what he said made a lot of sense. The lands in certain areas tend to flood. Point number one. This is why right now he's getting a good price for his peppers, because a lot of farmers lost their produce. The other thing is that the type of soil also makes a difference. And what he said is that where he planted his peppers, the soil is better quality for producing anything, right? Basically, if you use savanna land where there's a lot of sand, you have to go and bring in mold fertilizers in order to compensate for it. So where it is there, he still has to use a bit of fertilizer, but not as much. Right now, as I showed you, he has an issue with some of his peppers, his produce, affected with fungus. He says he's losing anywhere between a third to almost half of his produce is being affected by it. He cannot sell those peppers, so sometimes he would give it away to the residents here. his family and friends, so that what they will do with the peppers is that they will cut out the bad parts and use the good parts of the peppers, because the peppers are still relatively good. It's just that where the peppers are affected. Now, I don't think that is a really good idea to really give out produce like that, for one reason, and that is there could be a chance of spreading the virus or the fungus that is affecting the peppers. So it's a fungus, not a virus. I'm getting mixed up with the coronavirus issue. All right, and that is what is happening. Now, after today's hard work, going for that little walk and giving you all this information, let me show you what I really appreciate. Things like this. You would not believe how refreshing this actually becomes when you do this kind of work. So, and it gives me a kind of a joy in the sense that to appreciate life, life's simplest blessings. Cheers.
Madam.